shows mixed up. Anyway, there's a Soul Media, and who has been here, actually one of the co-founders of Radio Phoenix. So he's been here since ground one, ground on the ground floor level of the station, and still kicking with us. Actually, we had a little transition because Desert Soul Media took over ownership of Radio Phoenix from the Arizona Community Foundation, and they got some great plans for the future coming up. And so stay tuned for all that is happening here on Radio Phoenix. But as I was saying, um, we're still trying to get those bills passed. There's some work before President Biden went over to Europe. That before the bill was at I think $3.5 trillion bill for infrastructure and a whole host of things that could get this country on not only a good financial path, but take care of some inequities in relations to black farmers, climate control, and a host of events. But of course, the Republicans don't want that to happen, and they have not supported it in any way. And so we have to put pressure on those Republicans, but also we still got to put some more pressure on two Democrats, currently two Democrats, who consider themselves as moderate, who are opposing those bills and who has prevented the passage of those bills, and that's Arizona's own, unfortunately, Senator Kirsten Sinema and Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Now, I have termed cinema as sellout cinema because I remember cinema and have worked with her on some other programs and things when she was not, I would say, a turncoat, when she was pushing progressive ideas, when she was working for progressive legislation here in the state legislature, and somehow, some way, I think some lobbyists must have got to her, and she has kind of switched on us. And unfortunately, she is going to be in office until I think 2024, I believe, is when she's up for election. And so we must, as Democrats, and I am a Democrat, we must have somebody else in line to take her seat. And also the same for the people in West Virginia, because Joe Manchin is just as bad for our plans of pushing our Democrat agenda forward. Now, the thing about Republicans is that they will stick together. You know, you might have some who have some kind of morals and they will not back lying and cheating and all that. But the most of them, a whole slew of them, no matter if it's a lie, no matter if it's racist, no matter if it's criminal, they will stick together and push through things that are the detriment to most of Americans. I would say the 99% of us, being whatever color you may be. It will hurt you in your finances, it will hurt you in your lifestyle, it will hurt you in your medical care and everything. But the Republicans will stick together and pass bills. And unfortunately, we Democrats call themselves the big tent party that brings in a number of individuals, a number of different ideas and beliefs and everything. But unfortunately, we do not stick together. We can find there's always some crack in there that's keeping us from pushing bills like Build Back Better bills like For the People Act, and bills like the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. And so those things that should have passed immediately, because we have control of the Senate. Actually, it's 50-50, because actually, I can't think of his name. Anyway, actually, one is an independent. He votes for Bernie Sanders. He votes primarily with the Democrats. And then you have Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the tiebreaker if something comes up. But unfortunately, she has not been able to be the tiebreaker because you have Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema that has prevented us from passing these bills. And they're supposed to be Democrats. They're supposed to be in our favor, in our corner, pushing against big oil, pushing against big corporation, pushing against tax breaks for the rich, pushing against big health care companies who do not want to provide health and reasonable health costs for us Americans. So the solution is to elect more Democrats who are not like Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, so they do not factor in this or hold this power over the party because they're trying to cater to their whims, and they're catering to the whims of somebody's pocketbook, somebody's wallet, some corporation's wallet, some lobbyists. They are catering to their whims. And so coming up when they are up for re-election, we must have them replaced. And in the states that have, I'll say Republican senators, we must get the upper hand. It happened in Georgia, and it can happen elsewhere, where we have 2 Democrat senators that came into power, and unfortunately, their power has been circumvented by Sinema and Joe Manchin. And so we must get somebody else in those other states that have either 1 or 2 Republicans and make them Democrats, elect some Democrats, so we can control it without a bunch of crap going on. And this is the Alvin Galloway Show here on RadioPhoenix.org. I can have it. Come on.
You got the Dag Nabbits on air.
I had the Dag Nabbits on
The
there?
Dag Nabbits is on air.
I thought I had it down.
Oh, okay, because we got the bathroom on there too.
Oh yeah, we were yeah, we talked about bathroom. I still had it
I
up.
got 28 still cooking here. You can come and do an interview with them. They're about to pull out the food truck that was here. 28 still cooking.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, so come on up in.
Yeah.
Come on, good brother. Come on up in to the Alvin Galloway Show. Come check out what we got going here.
What's going on, North Carolina?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Carolina in the house.
In the house.
Yes, sir.
What part of North Carolina are you from?
Down in Goldsboro.
Goldsboro.
Yes, sir.
Is that close to Greensboro?
Close to Greensboro.
Yeah.
More close to Greenville. We down there between Wilmington and between Goldsboro and Wilmington, around a little town called Faison.
Okay. Yeah, I have some friends and people from that area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Greensboro and right there. Yeah.
All right. Good.
So you have a card? All right. Cool.
You gotta ask how you named it. How you named the truck. You gotta ask them about the name.
The name of the truck?
28 still cooking on wheels.
Okay, we'll definitely have that. Let's see. What's your name?
George.
George. George, what's your last name?
Miller.
Miller.
And I had my 2 COVID shots and the booster shot.
COVID.
So, yeah, I had the COVID two booster, the booster shot and the 2 shots. Pfizer.
Right.
You know, I'm a veteran of 22 years in the Army, so they sent out a message, well, y'all come get your booster shot. I said, give it to me.
Yeah, too. You see, you jumping up and getting it going. Amen.
Yes, sir. And that ounce of prevention is worth the pound of cure.
Pound of cure?
Ounce of prevention worth
Oh,
the pound of cure.
right,
Yes,
right,
sir. Yes, sir.
absolutely.
All right.
You
Right.
mentioned Sam.
Huh?
Make sure you mention Sam.
Oh, yeah, you know I mention my wife, but I gotta talk about her in the story. That's my daughter.
That's your daughter, okay.
Yeah,
Where's the wife at?
she's
by
out in the
store
trailer.
there? Okay.
No, she's out in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's out there taking any customers come up.
Oh,
This one
cool.
right here is my technician, my PI,
Oh,
and everything.
And what's your name?
Tanisa.
Tanisa.
Yeah.
Tanisa.
Yeah, she's my guru for us for internet and social media
Okay.
and all of that. So, you know, I'm in that age, Dad ain't know how to do all this technical stuff.
Yeah, who you telling? Oh, I tell you. Shoot, my daughter will talk about every new app that come out.
Yeah,
and I was
that's
like,
her.
what?
Yeah, that's her. That's her.
So we're gonna come on here in a few minutes. In a
Okay.
minute, and I'll talk about your business and truck and
Okay.
food that you have. And,
Okay.
okay.
Did you try anything yet?
I have a plate out there waiting on me.
Oh man, you should have had the plate before you started, cause you've been like.
I ate a little bit. I ate a little
okay,
bit.
Okay, you ate a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna switch this over and I get it. Come on, get this.
Technology, something else.
I didn't bring the other business card
Hmm?
with your product.
I think I got it, man. I done gave 'em- I was about to give them all out.
All right, we were coming in 30 seconds.
Gave 'em all out.
What type of music you like, George? Getting a blues or
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire? Let's see if I can find a little Earth in a little bit
That ain't the Marvin Gaye.
here.
What's going on?
All right, this is the Alvin Galloway Show back at radiophoenix.org and sitting in the hot seat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is Mr. George Miller, and he and his wife, what's your wife's name?
Sandra.
Sandra.
I call her Sam.
Sam is the owners of 28 Still Cooking on Wheels, one of the food trucks out there helping us celebrate the 13 years of Radio Phoenix here in Phoenix. And so, and he's from North Kakalaki.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Tar Heel State.
He's Tar Heel State from, I forget, not Greensboro, but
Goldsboro.
Goldsboro,
Yes,
that's
sir.
right, Goldsboro. And his techie, his daughter is over here too, keeping an eye on him and making sure she gets everything right, because
Yes,
she's
sir.
a PR person too,
Yes,
Tanisha.
That's
So,
it.
yeah. So how you folks doing?
We're doing fantastic. You know, I think, you know, just to be blessed and be in the food business, people love the food, and we both retired, and so just kind of give us something to do, you know. So, and there's a big demand for some good barbecue.
Some good barbecue.
Some good barbecue.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So tell us a little about your menu.
Okay, so first of all, being from North Carolina, you know, we have a vinegar-based sauce, so people everywhere else call it pulled pork, but we call it chopped barbecue.
Chop.
Because we chop it up with the meat cleaver. You know, we don't do the pulled pork thing where they just pull it apart with forks and
okay.
stuff. And our sauce is not a tomato ketchup base; it's a vinegar based sauce. And so our menu, being from the southeast down in North Carolina, you know, we eat good. Grandma and them used to have, like on Sundays, stew beef and rice and ham and pork chops and chicken. So I brought my menu here, and so what we're doing is macaroni and cheese, collard green, red beans and rice. We're doing green beans. We have potato salad, Carolina coleslaw. We're just doing abundant food. I'm doing. A lot of people don't think that because you're from Carolina that you can do beef, but I'm doing brisket, and I have beef ribs, I have the whiting fish, I have cod, I have catfish, I have shrimp. We got a huge menu just for a little food truck, you know.
Okay.
Because we trying to reach out to those people who haven't got that good southern type of food here in Arizona.
Right.
I'm not saying it's not any here, but it's not like mine.
Not like yours, right, right.
It's not like mine.
So how long you been in Arizona?
I've been in Arizona since December of 1999.
Okay.
And 2000 came, and my wife, Sandra, she's outside in the food truck right now. She's from New York. And so when I moved here from North Carolina to Phoenix, so we was kind of, you know, going around through life. And so she was like, well, I would love to have my own restaurant. I was like, baby, we kind of old to be starting a restaurant, you know. We in our 50s, early 50s, you know, that's a lot of work.
Right.
But being the kind of person I am, you know, and having a good wife, partner in life, you want to try to help them attain some of the things they want in life. So
Right.
she worked downtown Phoenix at the city, at the water. And so I was retired, so I just running around looking for a place, found a little place over in Glendale.
Okay.
And went and picked her up, and I said, babe, I want to show you something. She said, what? I said, I want to show this building we got. She said, what building? I said, you say you want a restaurant? I took her over there, she was like blown away, like, wow. So after we went over there and looked at it, she said, well, where you gonna get the money? I said, the Lord will provide, don't worry about it. And we came back, I got the money, and we went over and we was trying to figure out a name. And the significance of our name for 28 is that I was married for 28 years, and then I got divorced. And it just so happened that that 28th year, I met Sandra when I was 19 in New York. And we parted ways because she said that, you know, I thought I was a player. So we went out to the club. I asked her to dance with another girl. I was 19, you know, I didn't know better, you know. She said, yeah.
So did you be back?
Yeah, you know, so she took and smacked me in the face, walked out. And I was like, wow, this is messed up, you know. But I kept dancing.
Right.
So I went down the subway, and they wouldn't talk to me. She wouldn't talk to me. And after she wouldn't talk to me, I decided to get a bus and come back to North Carolina. Joined the Army for 22 years. She got back in touch with me. 28 years later, we got married.
Wow.
I was like, wow, this is something.
Wow.
So that's how the name for the restaurant came up. God saw fit to bring two people back together after 28 years.
Yeah.
And I said, what better way to commemorate it than to say, hey, Restaurant 28. And she's like, Restaurant, why 28? I said, because we can commemorate the love that 28 years later in life found each other. So she was like, okay. And it just stuck. Everybody was like, wow, this is awesome. You know, they loved to hear it, but they said, well, you need to put it on paper. So we, on our menus, we had the story on there. So that's kind of how it happened. And then I brought my daughter out here.
Okay.
And put her in with me and cooking. And, you know, there's always one child they're going to take out to the family member. You know, my son, he's a minister out in Jacksonville, Florida. My daughter in Missouri. And this one here is with me.
Okay.
She goes me everywhere. So she's a cook just like her dad.
There you go.
So that's how we kind of got the name. But the food, we got a big following. People know me. I've been on Good Morning Arizona, made Best Barbecue 2 years in a row. Been in Arizona, Phoenix Times. We've just been done it all, man.
Yeah.
So we've been dormant, and now we're getting back out here, and people start saying, wow. So it's a new crowd of people, but then we still have the other people. So it's going pretty good. We're not trying to work all the time. But,
Right. Now, do you still have the restaurant in Glendale? Or
No,
did you do the food truck?
we closed that in 2010.
Okay.
Because we had, 2008 economy got bad, and people stopped coming out to eat, so we kind of let it go in 2010 and decided we'd come back later on, and so that's where we're at today. We decided to go to food trailer because you rent space out at a storefront or somewhere, and then that's not your building, and you got to pay rent on it, repair stuff, and then you can't take nothing with you, so. And having 2 electric bills is kind of tough. You know?
I know. So it's tough having one.
Yeah, especially in the summertime. So the generator, all I got to do is buy some gas.
Right.
All I got to do is buy some gas. But I'm telling you, catfish, you won't find no catfish nowhere as good as mine. I know that's a tall order, but I tell you what, I'm up for the challenge. Anybody want to challenge me with it? The barbecue ribs is meaty, full of meat flavor. You don't have that dry, not tasting type of rib. The pulled pork, the brisket, make my own sauce, my own batter, and my own spice. And when we got out of the restaurant business in 2010, people's like, well, how we gonna get your food? So one lady, she said, why don't you put your, what's her name? She worked for the TV station, Turner 3. And she wanted to know why don't I put my stuff on the market? So I got all the results and tests and everything and came up with my own label.
Okay.
And it's called 28 Seasoned Spice.
28 Seasons Spice.
And on the bottle it says there's 28 reasons to love 28 seasons.
You got it going on.
Yes, sir. I mean, you know, if you can get a spice that you don't have to look in the cabinet, especially for novice, and they want to figure out what I put on this. And you can put too much stuff, or you cannot put enough stuff. But 28 Seasoned Spice, one spice takes care of everything. I mean, it works on everything. Meats, vegetables. I get people send me reviews talking about, man, you ever tried it on pork rinds? I said, no, I ain't never tried it on pork rinds. Mayo, a guy, I gave him a sample pack. He was in California. He sent me a mess back. He said, man, you ever tried it in your mayo? I said, no, I never thought about mayo. He said, we had some mayo. We didn't have nothing to put on it. He said, we put your seasoning. He said, man, it was good. Tomato juice.
Wow.
I get all kind of accolades. People tell me how they use it. I mean, it just works. You know, if you got one spice that works on everything, nothing tastes the same.
Right, right.
It brings out the flavor, enhances that meat item, that vegetable item. Because a lot of people don't like to use meat in their collard greens or, you know, because, you know, we get away from the pork.
Right.
They don't like to use collard green. They don't want it in there. And everybody wants some ham hocks, but, you know, they kind of got away from that.
Right.
But my seasoning spice is all you need in there. I'm gonna give this one a little bit of chicken broth, but you know, that's it.
Yeah.
And you got one awesome tasting type of collard green, green beans, cabbage, any vegetable you cook. So you can't beat my spice. You haven't tried it, call me, I'll send you a sample.
How do the people get their spice? Do they get
on my
online?
website? It's 28seasons.com.
Okay.
And you can find it, and the food truck is 28 Still Cooking on Wheels.com.
This is the Alvin Galloway Show here on RadioPhoenix.org. Community radio supported by a donation from Health Lumber Company, incorporated with several decades of history with community involvement in Arizona. And we thank you. More information at healthlumber.com. And I'm with George Miller, who is the proprietor of the food truck, 28 Still Cooking on Wheels. And he's helping us celebrate 13 years at RadioPhoenix.org, and he has a food truck outside here. Come on down. We're at Moreland and 3rd Street in downtown Phoenix, and enjoy some of this good food, because I got my plate waiting for me outside. I'm hearing the talk and my mouth is just going crazy. Waiting to dig in. Actually, I had a little bite and my stomach was like, okay, that's just a little, we need more.
Everyone that got a plate came back to the one day and wanted me to do catering. And one lady, she came back and she said, you wasn't lying. That macaroni and cheese is off the hook. So yeah, you can't get nothing bad from 28 Still Cooking on Wheels.
That's great.
Nothing.
That's great. So when you came out here to Arizona, you know, I know it's humid in North Carolina and stuff. So did the heat didn't turn you away?
No, you know, being military, traveling all over different places. I was in Kansas and different places where it was really hot. And so, you know, Uncle Sam taught us how to adapt. And, you know, wherever you at, adverse weather or whatever, because I've been in Germany, I've been in Chicago, where it's like freezing, the river freeze.
I know that's
you
where
know,
I'm
that's the coldest place, man. I was like, well, no, Wisconsin beat Chicago, because I've been in Wisconsin. We up there for winter training.
Oh, wow.
And man, it was just cold. So, you know, but I love Arizona.
Yeah.
It's been good to me. You know, like I say, the weather don't bother me. I'm thanking God for air conditioning, you know.
Yeah.
People at my home in North Carolina, how you stand that heat? I said, air conditioning.
Air conditioning. Yeah, I tell you, you can't beat that.
No, you can't beat it. You know, cars in the garage, then you got to go out and get in a hot car.
I tell folks, you know, like if you're out somewhere and driving around, you park 2 blocks away in a shade tree. Just
yeah, definitely. But no, Arizona's a good place. The people are good. It's, you know, like I say, just it's not a big city, you know, I love it because it's more metropolitan. And there's so many things to do, so many opportunities, and I love Phoenix.
Now, if people want to catch your truck at different places, do you have like a list on your,
Yes, if you go to my website, 28 Still Cooking on Wheels.com, we have a calendar and it'll tell you where we at. The website for the trailer is 28 Still Cooking on Wheels.com.
Okay.
And our menu is on there, our location, we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can't miss us. And we pretty much stationary on Sunday, every other Sunday. We'll be on McDowell and 74th Street, crossroad of Scottsdale. We'll be there at a place called Trevor's Liquor Store. It's a 15,000 square foot liquor store.
Wow.
I mean, it's huge.
Wow.
But they got a bar, they got a patio with misters, they got a dog friendly area. You want to bring your dog, you know, you take your dog inside. I was like amazed, you know, they got the cornhole thing, they got things for kids, and what is that called, baby? Connect Four. So it's a pretty cool place, you know. And then we would base Arizona every fourth Friday. Chandler, and that's how we found out about this one.
Okay.
And we said, yeah, we love to support. I mean, I love to support black businesses. I'm a black business owner myself, and anything we can do, you know. And we do all kind of parties, weddings, family reunions. It doesn't matter. Our minimum is like 15 people for a party. Anything under the 15, we'll sell you the, you know, 5 pounds of this, 3 pounds of that, or whatever.
Okay.
And we want to accommodate people, you know.
Good.
So
Good.
that's
Well, I appreciate you coming in and
Yes, sir.
sharing that with us here on the Alvin Galloway Show. And as soon as 4 o'clock comes, I'm digging into my stuff.
okay. You're gonna be licking your chops and like, wow, that's
I'll probably be back at the window there.
all right, Alan.
All right. This is the Alvin Galloway Show here on RadioPhoenix.org.
All right. Thank you, sir. I hope I
Thank
did
you.
all right.
Yes, that was good.
You did great.
My daughter said my ham. She's a chip off the block. I told her to come in and do it.
That is good.
I want you to get these. I'll be the substitute.
There you go. There you go.
All right,
Thank you
Alan.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Did you get your food? Bacon?
Good to hear.
Yes, yes. You get a little about that thing, you know. They don't need on them.
right, this is the Alvin Galloway Show. We're coming to the end of another segment of the show for this Sunday afternoon. And I want to get this in before we go out. And that is, are you still haunted by that old love that's hanging around in your driveway? Is your front yard cluttered with the remains of your old romance? Are the neighbors starting to shake their heads because you just can't let go? Then it's time to get rid of that old car, boat, motorcycle, or anything else with a motor. And sorry, don't take your lawnmowers. For a tax deduction for you and a charitable contribution to Radio Phoenix. For more information about Radio Phoenix Cars Donation Program, just call 1-855-500-7433. Again, that's 1-855-500-7433. Radio Phoenix and your neighbors thank you in advance. And as I always say, today is a great day to make somebody's day great. And come on down, we'll be here till 9 p.m. celebrating 13 years of Radio Phoenix. And Radio Phoenix here is the Radio Phoenix 13th anniversary paint party. And this one's gonna go out to brother George Miller and 28 Still Cooking on Wheels, a little bit of Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Look at the way it fits.
Is the mic on? Who switches, Kaja, you wanna switch it over?
You got the mic up.
Well, I mean, the kiddies didn't show up. So we might have to
I tell you.
What time? Take back to Maricopa.
Who's gonna switch it over? You gonna switch it over?
Now what I gotta do?
Wow, like that?
Yeah, you get the costume of the.
You can't come in.
Costume of the week.
That's so wrong. That is so wrong. No, we put them on today, so she got.
You got it, Kaja?
We just recognized that we were wearing sweats and the shirt. I said, that'd be cool. So.
Okay, you switch back.
This is XL.
We're back on automation.
All right.
Way to go, way to go.
Yeah.
Great show, man. That's righteous, man. This was beautiful. This was beautiful. You said it shrunk and it fades.
No,
Mine faded.
this didn't
That
fade.
blue, mine is gone.
Oh.
Like, it's like, it look like clouds. I was like, okay, yeah, mine is doing that. Mine on that one is doing that.
That's kind of cool. That's called concrete.
No, it's supposed to still look like yours. We spent almost $800 on these shits.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, you two.
What color is that?
You heard our rage.
Yeah, man.